market can and will do anything. And that's why you have to know what you are going to do. It doesn't matter what the market's going to do. Because I'm here to tell you that the profits will take care of themselves, but the losses won't. That's a quote from Amos Hostetler. He owned Commodity Corporation. He has a lot of sort of pithy trading quotes like that. But basically what it means is when you're losing money, you cannot count on the market coming back and saving you. Yes, it will. And I've talked to guys who have let the market do that. In fact, unfortunately, the last guy, a friend of mine, he let the market bail him out once before. He had taken a big drawdown, almost 50% drawdown. The market came back on him and saved him. But the next time around, it sure didn't. The market kept going down. He kept buying, and he got wiped out, literally. So he wasn't taking care of his losses. He tried to let the market take care of his losses. So those are the basics. And again, it is very simple. It can seem like a lot when you're first getting started, but just understand that this is something that anybody can learn. You just have to follow a few simple steps, and I'll go over again. We're going to go over some of these patterns. We'll talk about the flag pattern. We'll talk about the pennant pattern. We'll look at double tops. We'll look at triple tops. Okay, we'll look at all of these things in context of the recent market, so we can you can see how these things develop. Before we get to that, though, I want to talk about these Forex broker scams. I'm telling you that the brokers in the Forex market really do have some dirty laundry. This isn't something that's talked about on their websites. You're not going to go to Forex.com or Interbank FX or MB Trading and hear this kind of thing. You'll see it on some websites, but most of them you won't. And you'll understand why once I start getting into it. First of all, you have to realize that Forex trading is the Wild West. It's unregulated. There's little oversight. It's not like a stock brokerage where a good friend of mine back in 2000 got fined $25,000 by the CFTC because he didn't have his name correctly displayed on his business card. Okay, let me say that again so you understand. He was fined $25,000 because of an error, or really a perceived error, on his business card. Okay, that's how nitpicky these guys get. When I was trading for the hedge funds, they had the NFA come in and literally go back through 7 years of broker confirmation statements. And let me tell you, they went one by one. And these guys' attitudes were, we are going to find something to fine you for. Literally. I mean, that was their attitude. That just doesn't exist in the Forex market. In fact, one of the ways you can tell is some of the brokers don't even record their conversations with people. So anyway, you just have to understand that. And there aren't any repercussions for non-USA brokers. One of the reasons why you don't see a lot of overseas brokerage operations in the U.S. is because they don't want to deal with the oversight. They don't want to have to deal with the added expense. Well, in the Forex market, that doesn't happen. So you can have a brokerage that's based in Bermuda or Antigua or Costa Rica or anywhere else for that matter, and there's no repercussions and no real oversight from the U.S. And so, why don't I recommend brokers? This is another common question that comes up in emails. What broker can you recommend? I don't recommend Forex brokers for this primary reason. If I recommended a broker and they went out of business, your funds are not guaranteed, so the client accounts would just disappear. Now, I have to say that this is less of a problem now because you notice I said there's little oversight. In the U.S. anymore, if you're going to be a Forex broker, you're going to have to belong to something called the CFTC or the NFA. Or not belong to the CFT. You're going to belong to the NFA, which is the National Futures Association. It's a sort of it's a quasi-government agency, but it's really an association that's designed to keep track of brokers and things like that. But you can go to cftc.gov, and you can check up on the different brokers. They have a listing of their operations. What you're looking for is something called excess